What is happening, Internet? Kwing here, and tonight I want to talk about the Joker and why the Birds of Prey failed. So, this following stream will have some spoilers. We're also going to run around as the Dark Knight a little bit, but I just like the backdrop of this. Still wearing the Earth 2 skin, all that fun stuff, but, uh-oh. We might already be in trouble here. Huh. Oh, no. Let me just take care of this guy first, and then I'll get to my thoughts. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Oh, no. That's bad. Just hold still. Okay. Alright, there we go. Now I can, I can think a little bit. Okay, so, how many of you guys watched the Oscars yesterday? Show of hands? So, if you didn't know, Parasite won out pretty big, which is a South Korean movie. And you know me, I'm a big K-drama person. I did not actually see the Parasite movie because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I kind of thought that it was a film about the character Parasite, which is a Japanese adaptation of this really freaky thing that lives inside your arm. That's how old I am, the Parasite. So I'm thinking, oh, they did a thing about Parasite. Oh, okay. But I think it has to do with more of like a social commentary type thing, kind of like their Gangnam way of life against like normal way of life or something. I haven't seen the movie yet. It was actually not in theaters anywhere near I live, and I'm not driving all the way to Philly, so. But yeah, it won 4 Oscars yesterday, which is kind of amazing. So yeah, Joker won 2 Oscars, which, if you guys didn't know this, every movie to feature the Joker as a Batman film has won an Oscar. Has won an Academy Award. Isn't that weird? So, the 89 Batman film won an Oscar for best, what was it called? Set production? Or the way that the movie looked. They won an award. Nicholson was in that movie. That was an Oscar-winning movie. The Dark Knight got a Post Mortius Award for, of course, Heath Ledger. I don't remember if it won like a sound award. I don't think so. I don't think they won music and sound for The Dark Knight. But of course, the Joker movie won Best Composition, so Best Film Score, and Best Male Leading Role was, you know, Joaquin Phoenix. I can never say his name right, because I've only ever seen him in one movie, so. But he won. Not every Joker actor has an Oscar, though. Batman the Animated Series did not win any Academy Awards for Mask of the Phantasm, as far as I know. If they did, then yes, every Joker actor in cinema has won an Oscar, meaning the Joker is an Oscar-worthy character. Joaquin Phoenix? Okay. Yeah, I've only ever seen the guy in, like, one thing, so. And yes, I did finally see Joker. It's out on, you know, digital stuff. Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, we live in a society, so, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't really. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be a comic book adaptation, and if Birds of Prey is an example of a comic book adaptation, I don't want them to do those anymore. We'll talk about Birds of Prey in a little bit. I wanted Birds of Prey to do well, and now it's going to do worse than Green Lantern. That is a big ouch. That hurts. That hurts so much. Leto wasn't going to win for Suicide Squad. No. Kwing said, we live in a society. Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm very surprised about the whole Oscar thing. I'm not hating on the Joker movie. I thought it would get, like, maybe for cinematography or something. If 1917 hadn't been around, I'm pretty sure Joker would have gotten cinematography and some other stuff. It was a very. It was an interesting movie. I didn't come across seeing it as like, oh, this is the best movie ever. It made me think it was just kind of like poor people with problems and, you know, mistreatment of people with mental illness. And, you know, the movie's right in that social narrative. people with mental illness are scorned by society. I have a mental illness. I'm looked bad by lots of people. That's why I had to go to YouTube. And, you know, because of YouTube, I was able to pull my life together for the past, 12, 13 years. Make something of myself. And, you know, I'm not in some hospital on assisted living or anything like that, so that's great. And in that respects, yeah, people with illness are mistreated horribly, and they're scorned upon society. That's true. So that aspect of the movie is totally right. It happens all the time. But some of the aspects of it, it was a little weird. And it did feel like, okay, yeah, they're just basically doing the whole Joker talk show thing that was in The Dark Knight Returns. I get that. So, I mean, you know, Todd Phillips, he did some of the stuff from the comics, but this is mostly, it's a character study, is what it was. And the film wasn't bad, but I saw way better movies in 2019. So, Joker's competition was not, it wasn't really there. I didn't get to see 1917. I really wish I saw Parasite, but like I said, I wasn't going to drive to Philadelphia, which is a good ways from here. Nobody in my local theaters in this area were showing Parasite. And also, I kind of thought it was going to be a horror film. If you guys are just joining, when I think Parasite and Asian culture, I think like this weird, mutated thing that's inside of your hand that eats people. And it was a really freaky thing in the 90s and 80s. So I was thinking, oh, I dodged that bullet. But no, I might actually watch it now. So 1917 is an amazing movie. So that's great. Jared Leto, no way would he win an Oscar for his Joker. His Joker was like... I can't say nice things about his Joker. I think... if the Suicide Script wasn't messed with and they didn't pull the same thing they did with Snyder where they basically reshot the movie. As far as I know, Joker wasn't reshot. Birds of Prey was. Birds of Prey, I know for a fact, started out really good, but then the more people that they got in that was in their social agenda club, then the movie kind of became a man-hating... girl power, Charlie's Angel suckfest, and that's kind of what happened, sort of. I mean, Warner Brothers needs to take the Disney approach with their actors, because Disney does not let Ewan McGregor go on spewing his social justice nonsense and all these other stars that were involved with Harley Quinn, and it's like, when this stuff ended up during the press tour, it didn't help the movie. It really didn't. And it just made people... At one point, about the Harley Quinn stuff, I was told that basically Roman Sionis would end up molesting Cassandra Cain, who was going to be a minor in the movie. And I'm just like... What? Seriously? Who on earth is gonna go see this movie? You're gonna turn Black Mask into a pedophile? I mean, yeah, the dude's a womanizer, but what the heck? You know? I mean, yeah, they did some reshoots and they made Roman Sionis a total, you know, tool to women because he's gay. I guess that makes sense. At least Ewan McGregor says his version of Black Mask is, you know, likes the dudes, which has never happened. Not comic accurate. Changes up his character a little bit. He was kind of... It wasn't the Black Mask that I envisioned. Not just because of his sexuality, but his character felt like... How do I explain this? He felt like a cartoon character. I think maybe he started out as like... this really intimidating dude, but Ewan McGregor has become not a really cool Jedi anymore. He's kind of like a female apologenist, I guess you could say. Like, he did this movie to say sorry for how men are perceived this day and age. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've been married like almost 15 years, and I know a bunch of guys that aren't the way Hollywood women think dudes are. And I kind of thought after the whole Charlie's Angel debacle and some of the other really horrible movies that came out last year that 2020 would not really continue that echo chamber of men are the root of all evil and girls are better, and Harley Quinn just kind of took the idea of Captain Marvel, Charlie's Angels, Little Women, and cranked it to 11 with more F-bombs than I cared to listen to. If that's how I can explain it. The movie is fun if you are a... There's no nice way for me to say this. You will enjoy The Birds of Prey if you are as insane politically as most of Hollywood. That's the nicest way I can say this. This movie is less comic book related than it is just all the things I mentioned. And the mischaracterization is not the worst crime that this film has. Like, Birds of Prey is just in name only. This is a Harley Quinn sequel. And you've been lied to by a bunch of people as well. Like, the Harley Quinn movie, it's not about how Harley gets out on her own and, blows up Axis chemicals and sticks it to the Joker like, I'm going off on my own. That's not what happens. Are we okay talking about spoilers, or people care, or no? Do you care? That means the Birds of Prey show is better than the Birds of Prey movie. Oh, I don't want to think about that. You want Green Lantern. I'm never saying this again. Green Lantern is better than the Birds of Prey movie. Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern movie is not that bad in comparison to the Birds of Prey. Oh my gosh, I said it. Oh, I gotta get this taste out of my mouth. Oh my gosh, the Cloud villain is not as bad as Black Mask. As Zsasz. Oh my gosh, why, DC? Why? Oh, I'm gonna throw up. Oh, I can't believe I said those words. Oh. I refuse to say that Fantastic Four is better than the Birds of Prey. But it's bad. Alright, so you guys don't care about spoilers, right? I can just go. Alright. So you've been led to believe that Harley Quinn is this super chick that doesn't need a man and breaks up with the Joker, blows up Ace Chemicals, and goes off and creates this gal team or whatever. No, that's not true. So after the events of Suicide Squad, for whatever reason, because Jared Leto said, screw DC, I'm a vampire now, which is true, he is Morbius. Excuse me. They had to find a way of cleverly getting rid of the Joker. And he's not in this film at all. Joker was... It would have been great to see him make a cameo, but probably not a good idea because Margot Robbie probably would have murdered him. Because just about all the dudes that are in this movie die. Not gonna lie. There's no female casualties. There's no... It's like Rey syndrome. Like, Rey from Star Wars never suffered any damage. No missing limbs, no real emotional scars. She stole the name of the Skywalkers. And then she moved on the planet that was viewed as a horrible planet where the Skywalkers lived. And Anakin was enslaved. I mean, this has just been a bad 2 years of movies, and it just continues. I'm hoping Sonic is good. I'm looking forward to Sonic the Hedgehog to erase the Birds of Prey. I can't believe I said that, because I don't know how good the Sonic movie is going to be. I mean, Jim Carrey is fun, but I don't know. So, where was I going with this tangent? Oh, I can't believe I said Green Lantern is better than this movie. Okay. So a little backstory on the whole Joker Harley thing. Did you guys know that this was supposed to be originally a movie starring Jared Leto and Margot Robbie? It was going to be a Joker and Harley movie. Yeah, well, you can say goodbye to that idea. So, they were going to be kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde movie, right? Might have been fun to watch had Suicide Squad not flopped. Although, In hindsight now, Suicide Squad, not that bad. It was watchable. This movie is beyond cringe. And it feels bad that it's another DC movie, but it was just as bad, if not worse, than Captain Marvel. But I have to say now that Captain Marvel is probably not as bad as it was if you think about Birds of Prey being a movie instead of just dudes are evil and women are superior type stuff. I mean, oh my gosh, I can't believe I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk about this movie. Can I quit? I quit. I don't want to do this. I don't want to. It's just so bad. Oh, so yeah, some backstory. Joker and Harley were supposed to have a movie. Suicide Squad bombed. Although this movie bombed a lot faster than Suicide Squad, so maybe Will Smith needs to consider coming back to DC a little bit. Maybe a little something with some Deadshot goodness. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, getting back to the whole Harley thing, you're led to believe that Harley Quinn is this, big bad girl, and she's independent and all this other stuff. That's not what happens. So after Suicide Squad, Joker gives her a Dear John letter, supposedly, or just kicks her out of Amusement Mile, or they never really explain it. He just breaks up with her randomly, and it kind of goes against how things were, because everything that he did in Suicide Squad, while demented, he did to save Harley. And the way that the Suicide Squad ended, that wasn't the Joker from the comics. I mean, they scrapped a lot of his abusive behavior because they thought women would freak out. Like, I can understand if Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie was made if they kept the Joker stuff in that was axed from Suicide Squad, where, he punches her and he acts like an abusive tool bag, but he didn't really do that in the Suicide Squad movie, so you can't really use that as a reference as why their relationship is as messed up. You have to be a fan of that screwed up couple from the comics, because I don't know about you guys, but when I saw the Suicide Squad movie, yeah, Joker was possessive and crazy, but in his own psychopathic way. Correct me if I'm wrong, in Suicide Squad, it looked like he really loved Harley. Which is not really a thing at all in comics or the animated series. It just isn't. I mean, it would have been great if they killed off Leto's Joker, but Margot Robbie didn't. So after she's been alone in her apartment, basically eating cheese in a can and moping over a dude dumping her, she gets up the courage to, for whatever reason, blow up Ace Chemical Plant, knowing full well that the Joker's not there, but she is telling everyone that they're broken up, or maybe just did it to feel better. I don't know. Some time passes, and she gets a job working with Roman Sionis, kind of, and eventually meets Black Canary, who is a burlesque person, which not really what Black Canary did, but okay. And also, I wanted to like Black Canary in this movie. I mean, the actress definitely put in the effort for the martial arts and trying to do the character, but it kind of doesn't feel like Black Canary. It's more or less a character that was a mob person that becomes a good guy, instead of a anti-hero that becomes a hero, if you understand the Black Canary at all. And Huntress was bad in this movie, like, really bad. I don't want to say that I like the TV show Huntress more, or the Arrowverse Huntress, but I don't know. There's really not a lot of Huntresses that I can compare this to. I mean, a lot of them are really bad, but this one was just like bite your arm off bad. Like you just to keep your sanity, you just have to keep biting yourself like, ah! When is this gonna end? You know, type thing. It was just, and she just looks so stiff. I mean, I honestly believe that the roles of Black Canary and Huntress should have been reversed, because I think that the Black Canary actress would have done a lot better as Helena Bertinelli, because she kicked a lot of butt. And I just didn't get that this Huntress was an assassin and good at her job. She just... it doesn't matter. So, in this movie, Black Canary works for Roman Sionis. She is a henchwoman, sort of. Think of her kind of like Mercy from Lex Luthor and the Superman books, but not. And eventually she turns on Roman Sionis. So, Roman, for a while, actually is okay with Harley working with him and stuff like that. He actually hires her to do a job several times in the movie. So, this whole idea that Roman Sionis and Harley Quinn are at odds with each other isn't until the end of the movie. Really, he's not really a bad guy until later. And a lot of the reason why he becomes their problem is because Cassandra Cain steals a diamond that's not even his. Which is good because... never mind. I don't want to talk about it. But the diamond that was stolen is the Bertinelli family, which, yeah, they got whacked in the comics, and Helena was the only survivor, and she was out for revenge, and that's why she was knocking off mob people all the time. But if I remember correctly, Roman Sionis had ties to that. But in this movie, they changed that, and the person who killed the Bertinelli family was Zsasz, which doesn't make any sense. Like, I hated Zsasz in this movie too. Like, he doesn't feel like Zsasz. He's like, he's not Zsasz. He's Zsasz in name only. Zsasz is a crazy killer, and he's a killer of women mostly. Like, if you're going to make this big female-empowered movie where you actually have a bad guy that hates women, then you use Victor Zsasz correctly. The dude is obsessed with pretty women, and he murders them. I didn't get that from this movie. He felt like kind of the BFF of Roman, like possibly they were a thing. I mean, Ewan McGregor said they're gay, but I don't know. Aside from like a couple bromance moments, I don't know. I mean, I did gnaw off in part of the movie, so... But Zsasz is supposed to be a much bigger threat than he is, and he's not, really. He's just kind of like... Do you guys remember Bob? How many guys remember Bob from the Joker? I mean, Batman. How many guys remember Bob? Zsasz is Bob. More or less. He's got more lines than Bob, but he's a Bob. He's not Victor Zsasz. Also, he has hair. At least I think he did. I mean, I couldn't tell unless he painted his bald head yellow or it looked like hair. It just, I don't know. At this point, I am kind of rooting for DC to fail so that we can just get a reboot. And I was one of those guys that was kind of excited for Black Mask. I really was. Because he was teased in Justice League. He was. They teased Black Mask in Justice League. And they failed. There are some good things they did about Birds of Prey, though. Black Mask has the False Face Society in the movie, and they wear masks, and they are terrifying. They don't show up until the end of the movie. Black Mask will never have his mask Never have it stuck on his face, though, because he's dead. You could say he splits at the end of the movie. I won't say how he dies. He just splits. It's a very female empowering moment that takes out the big bad misogynist, sort of, kind of. And it's not just about comic book inaccuracy that bothers me about this movie. It's just everything. I mean, I hated Cassandra Cain so much. It's not the actress's fault. It's the direction of the movie. Cassandra Cain is a sneaky, quiet ninja who has a disability. Cassandra has a speech impediment. She has a problem speaking, mainly because of all the abuse she suffered. You know, it kind of messed with her head, and that was kind of a problem. You know, she was very quiet. She was very ninja-like. So midway, I wouldn't say midway through the movie, it felt midway, she steals the Bertinelli diamond and she swallows it. And the reason Black Mask wants it is because he wants all the money and all the other stuff. And that's why he's after Cassandra. He hires Harley Quinn, who's still technically kind of like an anti-hero type thing. Technically. And then, of course, the big conclusion. I mean, it just felt... I don't know. I mean, I honestly didn't really like the Joker movie as much, but I would probably see the Joker movie again over this movie any day. I don't think it's enough for me to watch the Birds of Prey TV show again, because there were a lot of parts of that movie I hated. But I don't know. It could have been handled better. Maybe the reshoots messed things up, but I think Margot Robbie tooting her horn that they can make a Charlie's Angel movie, and I don't think they understand what Black Mask was supposed to be. He's not like this cartoon character that's bigger than life. He's this very ruthless, murderous mob boss. Wears essentially his parents' coffin on his face. He's a terrifying person, and up until the end of the movie where he puts his mask on, you know, he wasn't really that intimidating. I mean, the dude is wearing, we get it, he's supposed to be gay or whatever, but he is wearing flamboyant costumes. The dude's suits he looked like a carnival freak show. That's not Black Mask. I mean, I messed with, I used to say I didn't really enjoy Black Mask and Arkham Origins. But I take it back, because Arkham Origins at least tried. Ewan McGregor's a fantastic actor. I have no idea what he was doing to the character. And it's not like he can come back and do it again because he's dead! I hate when they kill Batman villains, because they never get a chance to... It's not good enough performance for just a one-off shoot. It wasn't. It was okay. But it really felt like... I don't even know who the bad guy was in the movie. I guess you could say Roman. It just felt like kind of a mixed circumstance of everything that was happening. Like, I mean, you know, Black Mask wanted the diamond. Harley Quinn and company had the diamond. Harley Quinn was kind of an enforcer for Black Mask. Black Canary was an enforcer for Black Mask. Renee Montoya wasn't bad in this movie, but it doesn't... how do I explain this? I mean, she does quit the Force at the end of the movie, which I said I was going to be, like, very spoilerish. And I'm not going to see the movie again to really explain it better. I really don't want to. Black Mask could appear in the sequel for Pattinson. Did you like Montoya? I didn't hate her. What's been delayed indefinitely? What'd I miss? And I'm also concerned now because this movie was supposedly rewritten by the lady who's writing Batgirl. And if they make the Batgirl movie like this, it would be bad. Like, please do not make the Batgirl movie like her comic books now. Get Gal Simone involved and go back to what made Batgirl an Oracle special. Do not take free liberties with these characters the way that you have been. Dear God, do not. Because you suck at it. You can't do it. I wish I knew what the movie was going to be like before all the reshoots, because I really feel like that they Charlie's Angeled the movie to death. I don't think that's what the original vision of the movie was going to be. At all. I might be wrong, but I don't think so. I think because of the Me Too movement picking up some steam with Amber and, Johnny Depp and painting men as, like, this villainous villain. I mean, I guess you could say the main villains of the movie is man in general. Zsasz, Black Mask, the False Face Society. It didn't really look like the girls, at least from what I can remember, beat up any other girls. And Black Mask does have women in his employ because he hires both Harley Quinn and Black Canary, which I hated, worked for Black Mask, which is not... Black Canary is an anti-hero, sure, but she's not really... Aside from All-Star Batman and Robin, I never remember her being a quote-unquote bad guy. Ruthless vigilante, sure, but I was waiting for her to be like an informant for Renee Montoya or, but no, she's just this burlesque person that works in a nightclub for Roman Sionis, becomes his cab driver or limo driver, and then gets more involved with the business, and eventually, decides to betray him, which really hurts Roman. Which I don't understand why, because he likes the dudes. I don't understand why that would be a big deal to him. I didn't get the impression that, based on what he said, it sounded like Roman, like dudes, and he's not really a skirt chaser. So the whole Black Canary betrayal thing doesn't really... I don't think he would care as much as he did. I don't know. I just felt like there were so many offbeats in the film. I don't know. It was bad. And now I have to compare it to films that are worse, not worse than it. And it was supposed to be good. I mean, I like the little Batman reference. That was funny. Harley Quinn at the end of the movie, she's trying to say something about Batman and then gets cut off. Which was like, ha. The Bruce, being a hyena thing was kind of funny. But I just didn't like Cassandra. I didn't like Black Canary being essentially a bad girl. It's essentially, the Birds of Prey are all villains who decide to become heroes at the end of the movie, taking the name the Birds of Prey. It just, as a Birds of Prey fan, I'm kind of annoyed. But at this point, I expect DC to just kind of use the characters however they want. I guess if you want a good characterization of Harley Quinn, you have to watch that R-rated cartoon show, because they get Harley, which is interesting that they're able to pull that off, but that's the truth. The really good Harley Quinn 2020 thing is Harley Quinn's animated show. If you can, stomach all the gore and all the other stuff. I mean, it's a lot of gore, to the point where I can't watch it because I have a weak stomach. It's too much. It's like Gallagher with body parts, basically. That's that show. But yeah, I mean, today I was just planning on speaking about Harley Quinn anyway. I wasn't really planning to talk about Joker because I kind of exhausted everything about that. I'm surprised that the movie did as well as it did, honestly. But, I mean, it goes back to word of mouth. It goes to all this other stuff. And I'm not saying just about the Harley Quinn stuff. I believe that there can be good female superhero movies. Wonder Woman and probably Black Widow would be really good. But I can also say with absolute certainty that there are horrible female-led movies, too, that just don't understand what they're supposed to be doing with their character or their characterization. Captain Marvel, Birds of Prey. I really believe, and I'm hopeful, because Scarlett Johansson isn't as crazy as Margot Robbie or, what's her face? Brie Larson, when it comes to saying things out in the open and bashing things. But again, she's under Disney's leash, so I'm expecting that the Black Widow movie is actually going to be really good, because it's going to be a Black Widow story. This didn't really feel like a Harley Quinn movie, and it certainly didn't feel like a Birds of Prey movie. It kind of felt like a Margot Robbie just saying, screw you, Hollywood, this is what I believe stuff is, and this is how we're going to do it. I think if she didn't have quite as big of creative control over it, the movie probably would have been better. Because there feels like there was nobody involved to just tell her to slow down and rethink some of the things she did in this movie. And the director she got was a yes woman. She did everything that Margot Robbie said. I don't feel that Margot Robbie was challenged as a producer for this. I believe that Warner Brothers, because they thought, and I hate using the term woke, but I really believe that they think that they could do that with this movie and it would put butts in the seats. But it's having the opposite effect on normal people that are just like, enough! You know? People are just getting really tired of this. I almost broke my controller from crushing it. You know? I hate that term. I prefer extreme politically correct or extreme psychopaths when referring to woke people, because I believe that there needs to be a balance between how they do things. Diversity for the sake of diversity is not diversity. It's just stupidity. And for the most part, that's kind of what this movie felt like. You know? And it really shouldn't have been. As a Batman guy, I'm infuriated, and I want a refund. Is it possible to get a refund? Can I? How do I go about that? What movie theater do I contact? Do I go up to the, I want my time back. What? I'm never one of those people that's like, oh yeah, I'm fine. It's like, no, I want Fandango to refund me. Horrible. It's one of the worst things I've seen in years. I like NPCs. Yeah, NPCs make sense because they're non-player characters. They have a set thing that they can talk about, and then it just resets when you challenge them on something. Like people on Twitter that talk to me, when you bring reason and logic to them and you talk about something, and then they just say the same thing over and over again. Well, it's because of this. It's because of this, and then they're like, "Stupid Nazi," and then they block you, and it's like, how did we get from this to this to this and then this? And I'm the one that's crazy? Yeah, right. Pull the other one. You know? And I feel that these movies are just dividing people further. I mean, I don't like clowns, personally. So I could understand why people were kind of freaked out about the Joker movie. But the fact that you had the media hoping and praying that there was going to be a shooting because of the movie, that is messed up. No matter what political spectrum you on. If you believe that should have been the outcome for that film, you're a psychopath. That's just beyond wrong. I mean, personally, yeah, I would have loved the Joker movie not to do as well, because now, going down in history, the Joker's made more money than The Dark Knight. It won more Oscars than The Dark Knight. And Todd Phillips wants to do something with Joker and Batman, so if he succeeds... I mean, think about this. The villain is now more popular than the hero! I mean... Oh, that just doesn't sit well with me. It was a... I don't like that. I don't like it. It bugs me. So yes, I'm kind of like a Joker hater in that respect. I love the fact that the Batman property is doing very well, mostly. hit or miss with between Joker and Harley Quinn, but at the same time, the villain beat the hero. If you really think about it. I mean, no, not compared. If you look at the Dark Knight trilogy, then yeah, the Dark Knight trilogy far exceeds in awards and all this other stuff. But if you just look at it based on movies, then I'm pretty sure Joker beat the Dark Knight. Especially with the Oscar wins and all the other awards it got. Oh, that's frustrating. I said 2 Oscars. That's what Academy Awards are. Score and leading man. That's 2 Oscars. Black Mask is obsessed with faces in the comics. That's why he has a false face society. I didn't hate Joker, but I didn't like it. It's Taxi Cab. It's Taxi, and I don't know. I mean, it was weird. I didn't. Everybody says if you go see Joker, you're gonna come across with like this huge epiphany, and it's like the only thing I came across is society hates people with mental illness. It's like I live with that every day. That's not new to me. That's not shocking. I have SSI screwing me all the time. You know, I have to be treated for like I'm a criminal just to get my medicine. You know, I have to go through all these tests like I'm some type of drug addict. It's insane. And, you know, it's like people are just waiting for me to fail and mess up. And, you know, they don't want to help me. I have to do everything myself. So in that respect, yeah, I get it. The other stuff that happened, I don't think because Joker was mistreated by society gave him a right to go and kill all those people. Nothing about that was justified at all. The mob culture he created, no, I didn't like that. That stuff really ticked me off. I mean, Joker breeds chaos, but yeah, there were a lot of things about the film I didn't like. Thinking back about it. Did not enjoy it. I wasn't trying to say it needed to be anything like the comic books. They already said it was going to be a character study of what they thought Joker was. And that's what they did. That's great. Doesn't really do anything from the comics at all. Or any adaptation that we've seen of the Joker. I still didn't like the film, though. Everybody hyping it up for me, it wasn't, you know. But I can say without a shadow of the doubt that Birds of Prey was way worse. But, I mean, I'm not going to rewatch Green Lantern to compare how bad the movies were, but I would say that Ryan Reynolds was more enjoyable to watch in his lame CGI suit than whatever that train wreck of a movie was. And I'm hopeful that this will be a lesson to Warner Brothers that they can't make their stupid NPC movies anymore because people aren't going to support it. They're tired of it. They got tricked into seeing Captain Marvel, which was sandwiched between, 2 successful Marvel movies, with the lie that Disney said, you need to see this movie to understand Endgame. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. So, hopefully by 2021... Although I don't know what Matt Reeves is like. I don't know what his Catwoman's going to be like. But the Catwoman from the Long Halloween books was a very sophisticated character. But I haven't really seen a lot of the actress's work who's going to play Catwoman. So I don't know if Warner Brothers... is going to pull that same social commentary thing again. I don't know. It'd be nice if they don't. But the problem is with NPCs is they don't learn their lesson. They fall in the ditch over and over again, and then they just keep, falling over the sewage. They don't learn to pick themselves up. They're just kind of like, men hate this movie, so we're going to make a movie that men will hate even more. We'll show them. And it's like, okay. I mean, if you want to keep losing, that's fine. And keep, falling over all the raw sewage and duty water. That's whatever. It doesn't hurt me. I'm fine. You're only hurting your own brand. So I'm hoping by 2021 they'll do something that'll fix a lot of this. But if you look at a lot of the movies that are coming out even this year, they're kind of just as bad as 2019. So it all depends. I'm hopeful that, you know, Black Widow and Wonder Woman will be very good and can show that superhero movies with a leading female can be amazing films. I still think Wonder Woman, even though it was kind of like a Captain America movie, it was handled really well. You know, it was actually a great film to watch. It didn't do any mansplaining. It didn't do any, like, you know, men are the root of all evil, any of that garbage. It was just a movie about Wonder Woman. And usually that character, you think they would really force-feed agenda down your throat, but they didn't. And Patty Jenkins, the director, I believe that's her name, she made a fantastic film. And I'm hopeful. I mean, yeah, Wonder Woman 2 looks a little weird, but, I mean, all's forgiven when you see Wonder Woman swinging on lightning bolts. It's pretty awesome, you know? I'm just scared about a Batgirl film now if it's done by the same lady that wrote Birds of Prey, which it is. It is. She's the writer. No, she's going to be Selena Kyle. I don't have a problem with the race of the character because Catwoman's been, she's been white, she's been Latino, she's been African American. The only thing Catwoman hasn't been is Asian yet. Oh, and she's been Italian. So they change Catwoman all the time. In the 80s, she was not Italian, and then she became part of the Falcone family. The daughter of Carmine Falcone. I don't know if she's still considered that, but that's not a problem. The root of all evil is society. You're not wrong. Oh, gosh. Isn't Catwoman part Cuban? Sometimes. Okay, if you want to get technical, Garrett, yes, she was Asian in Batman of Shanghai, but so was all the other characters. Kwing, what do you think is the best DC live-action movies? Would you watch George Clooney Batman over Birds of Prey? No, I'm not politically correct. I'm not one of those, like, I'm just a normal person. I'm not PC. I don't believe in it. Political correctness is too extreme. If I'm politically correct, then it goes back to what PC was like in the 90s. I don't dissolve friendships. I don't start Twitter mobs against people. I don't cancel culture anyone. Even when I've had people wrongfully accuse me and try to do things to me, I've never retaliated against them, with exception to talking to HR for that DC All Access host who picked a fight with me, which I thought DC needed to know how that guy was, because he was going too far. He's stalking me and stuff. Creep. But that was the only time I can think of that I actually got involved with someone's job, because they crossed the line. But no, I'm not one of those political correct whack jobs, NPC people. I'm just a normal dude whose probably beliefs are considered ancient, but you know, I believe in treating people with respect as much as you can. I don't really have the turn the other cheek philosophy because I believe that causes a lot of problems. I believe in defending yourself if you have to, but not escalating violence unless it's been happened to you first. You know, it's okay to defend yourself. It's not okay to go out and just start attacking people you don't like, whether verbally or whatever. Yeah, big supporter of self-defense. Oh my gosh, I don't want to talk about this anymore though. Ugh. I don't think I'm going to make any videos on it, if that's okay. I just kind of... I thought it would be fun. And then the more I kept talking about it, it's just kind of like... But the whole Joker thing is pretty surprising, to be honest. I thought maybe Joker might win a couple awards, but I didn't think he would win male lead. I didn't think that. Which is kind of interesting because Joker, as a character now, has 2 Oscars. As a character, not the movie. I'm talking Heath Ledger, who won a supporting actor Oscar, and Joaquin, who won a leading role Oscar. The character Joker is now a 2 Oscared film character. It's only happened one other time in Hollywood history. And I can't remember the name of the character, but I know it's mob related or Western related. And that character, portrayed by 2 different actors over different time span, won 2 Oscars for that character by the 2 different actors. So that's kind of a big deal. I don't think that Margot Robbie is a bad Harley Quinn. I just think that she's bad at direction. Like, I thought she was really good in Suicide Squad. She was like a very interesting Harley Quinn. She was different. She did her own thing. It was great. But then it feels like she took her ideas for Harley Quinn and just kind of twisted it even more. So I don't know. I'd give her another shot. I think if she has a great director behind her and she actually has someone who will probably now, I think Margot Robbie's star power with Warner Brothers is over. I think that the next time you see Harley Quinn, it will be better unless she takes the Affleck approach and she leaves. I don't know. It all depends how like under contract she is. We'll find out. But I think that, what's his name? James Gunn, if he's able to help mold Harley a little bit better, I think that I would love to see a Harley Quinn movie again. Just not one that she produces and not that director again. I believe that when you have a director and a producer and a star, it's not okay to let the star do whatever they want because then you make Birds of Prey or then you make Captain Marvel. You need to have people there for checks and balances. It was Nolan didn't let his stars do whatever they wanted for the Nolan trilogy. And, you know, according to set rumors and stuff like that, Christian Bale and Katie Holmes and even, what's his name? Oh, gosh, I can't remember his name, but a certain actor was a little pompous based on all their credits and stuff. And Christopher Nolan, even though he was a young, upcoming director, he didn't let those Oscar winners do whatever they wanted. You know? He listened to some of the things that they wanted, sure. But he didn't let them run the show. And that's what happened with Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was a Margot Robbie movie made and starred by Margot Robbie with a director that did everything that Margot Robbie came up with on the fly. And the reshoots are proof of it. That's bad. The Flash thing is still... No, Tom Hardy is actually a sweetheart, and so is Cillian Murphy. I'm not going to say who it is. I don't really like R-rated movies in general, people. I mean, It's just not my thing. I mean, everybody told me that seeing Joker would... All my friends and YouTube colleagues and Batman community people said if I saw Joker, then I would be seeing the best movie of 2019. And when I saw Joker not long ago, even in the comfort of my own living room, no, I didn't. I didn't have that same experience. I'm not gonna hate on people that like it. Great, that's awesome. I'm surprised that it won the Oscars that it did. I knew it would win some Oscars, but I thought they'd be smaller Oscars like most Batman movies do win. You know, although composition is amazing. I liked it a lot better than, what's his name? Hans Zimmer's Dark Knight work. I really like the haunting melodies that the Joker has and the cello stuff. Just beautiful, but terrifying. And that's good, because that emotion played to the scenes perfectly. I don't like R-rated stuff. You can try to change me, but good luck. I'm just not a fan of it. I don't even like the R-rated Harley Quinn animated show that much. I've only seen like 3 episodes, and the ones that I've seen, I've been unlucky enough to see people explode and their organs go everywhere, so I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm not really going to do a lot with this show. They have some fun, lighthearted moments, like the Robin episode was kind of cute, a little weird, but it was okay. Some of the other ones is just, it's not my thing, people. If I do the Joker skin or whatever for MK11, I'm just playing it on the Switch. I don't have it on the PS4. How long have we been talking now? Are we good? All right, let's open up the floor to some Q&A, and then we're going to end the stream, and I've got to gotta upload some stuff. I have a Batman video for you guys. Well, it's not really a Batman video. I have a Nightwing video for you tomorrow talking about Crimes of Passion, the Nightwing and Batgirl story, which was decent. Although, I'll save my rant for tomorrow. They false advertised. It's not a current Nightwing story. It's one that takes place before he was shot. So people were thinking that the pairing of Babs and Grayson is happening now. It's not till near the end of the year when Batman gets killed, supposedly. Although who knows? I mean, NPC culture is kind of taking a back seat now, and a lot of these companies know that they're losing money. It all depends who the company is. Disney will keep trying to print money no matter what, but Warner Brothers eventually, they listen. It just takes them being slapped in the face repeatedly for them to get the message sometimes. Which I wish that didn't happen, but sometimes the harsh lessons, you know, they just have to happen. And this was a reminder of this type of stuff. And the type of buzz for the movie was not what people wanted to hear. People were excited about Black Mask and all this other stuff. They didn't care about his sexuality. They didn't care about the rumors that he was a pedophile. None of that stuff. That did not help your movie. That did not generate the right type of buzz for your movie. I used to believe, as a journalist, that there's no such thing as bad press. And then I've seen bad press not really help movies anymore. Kind of has, like, the opposite effect. Years ago, you could make fun of Star Wars, and you could say horrible things about Star Wars. It wouldn't affect its bottom line. And now, fans have the power to destroy franchises. I don't know about you, but that's pretty freaky. Fandom did not have that type of power. Anytime that I can remember. Nobody stood up to companies. Whatever companies did, you just bought what they were selling. You know, you didn't stand up for your principles or anything. You just like, oh, I'm just gonna consume. But now it's like, no, I don't like this, and I'm not gonna support this with my money. A lot of you, good for you for doing that, because you're changing things forever. Maybe not harass actors, though. I don't think that's good. Like, you don't want to harass anybody that you don't agree with. That's stupid. That makes you a troll. That doesn't make you like a hero or anything like that. You don't want to go harassing any actresses or actors just because a movie you didn't like made you upset, or, you know, that's never, that makes you a villain. That doesn't make you a hero. Saying why you didn't like the movie and telling others, that makes you a pretty cool person, you know. But you never want to lambast anybody. You can lambast their characters, though. If you hated the actress or actor in a role of a character, go for their character, because, you know, they're a person. That's my 2 cents. Why did they boycott Han Solo? You didn't hear why they did it? Because they had to do with the marketing of the movie. The actors, like, basically went off on a political stunt for their entire film thing, and people didn't like that. People just wanted to know what the movie was, but every time it came to talking about the movie, Orange Man bad, they talked about all kinds of stuff they shouldn't have. Like, they should have kept their trap shut and promoted the movie. When I was a kid, stars promoted the movie, they had a clip, and they didn't tell you about the rainforest or, you know, all the crazy stuff they were talking about. Character sexualities, banging robots, all this bizarre stuff. They just promoted the film. Nowadays, stars use whatever they can as a platform. I kid you not. Today, if you brought, we'll say Brie Larson to open a car dealership with a pair of scissors and a, you know, to just say, "Hi, I'm Captain Marvel. I'm here to do this." She would stand there with some scissors. She would do the thing, and then she would, like, do some type of really rude political speech because she has a microphone. You know, it's not just Captain Marvel's here to open something. It's like Captain Marvel's here to do this plus this. It's not this plus that. It's promote movie and nothing but movie. But they don't get that. So Han Solo got destroyed because of the actors not doing their job in promoting the film. And all this buzz going about the movie that some of it wasn't even true and some of it was. There was some pretty crazy feminist stuff in the movie. There was some pretty weird robot sexuality in the movie. That stuff was true, but it wasn't to the extent that was being discussed by the actors when they were doing their press tours. So, all that has a factor these days. Yeah, Solo bombed to bad promoting, and Harley Quinn is going to bomb because of bad promoting. What writer would you want to come back to save DC films? Honestly, Tom King, stay away forever. We don't need Tom King. I think Scott Snyder would be pretty good. I think that they could adapt a lot of his ideas and things, and it would translate very well in film. And I think that they could mess around with it a little bit. Because a lot of the younger generation kind of has that new 52 mindset, as, you know, opposed to pre-Flashpoint, which is my mindset. How I view the world is kind of like, you know, post 9/11, pre-whatever. So I'm still kind of like a 80s, 90s kid at heart, like in terms of philosophy and, you know, treating people as equals and things like that. But basically the Harley Quinn movie was a new 52 thing. Speaking of gore, no. That's Zack Snyder is BVS. Scott Snyder is the dude who gave us Court of Owls. They're not related. Yeah, Tom King, no. Dan Jargon, I think, would be Paul Dini. Oh my gosh. If he wasn't at Marvel now, yes. Paul Dini would be so good in movies. But no, he's a Marvelite now. He's been gone for some time, my friends. He's on the other side. He's on the other side. He's been there. He's a writer, and actually his stuff isn't quite as good as it used to be after he left DC. See, Here's the thing. If you're a comic book writer and you're good at one character, I mean, I know that there's burnout and all this other stuff, and I understand that. I've been covering Batman games for close to, oh my gosh, a decade. At least a decade, yeah. I've been doing Batman games for a decade, so I get burnout. I really do. But if you're good at it, and I'm not saying my gameplay's good. I'm more of a brain guy. I'm more of like a speaker than I am a gameplay person, and you guys know that. I'm more of like a public speaker or teacher when it comes to Batman stuff. I do not have good gameplay, nor do I claim to have good Batman gameplay. But I've stuck with it for 10 years, more or less. And I understand burnout. There's times where I come to this channel and I'm just like, I don't want to do anything because it's Batman. I'm going to start to hate Batman. In 10 years, I'm going to hate this character even more. And it hasn't happened. I mean, the most I've ever walked away from this channel is about 2 to 3 months sometimes. We're just not posting a video because it's just like, oh, burnout. What am I going to do? And then you guys are so encouraging. You give me topics, and then it's like, all right, I'll just write this in my spare time. People want to know about this. People want to know about that. Okay. So, with Paul believed that because he did Batman and really understands Batman and all the rogues, because not many writers get all the aspects of Batman the way that Dini and a lot of the talented people involved with Batman do. But when they go to other properties and other companies, they're not as good as when they were on Batman. Why is that? Because Batman has so many layers to him like an onion, and other superheroes do not. They do not have the psychological aspect. They do not have the childhood trauma. They do not have the loneliness. They do not have all the little layers of the onion that Batman has. That's what makes Batman such a unique character to work with, is you can literally just find so many aspects about this character, the Bat family, Gotham as a character, the people in his life that are not masks have their own aspect to they bring into the world of Batman. It's not just, okay, you have this character and that's it. There's so much to do in this world. If I could be a writer for the Bat, I probably would try to do it for maybe an arc. I don't know. It'd be really interesting. Be very challenging. But I wouldn't then go, okay, I did Batman. I'm going to jump to Spider-Man. Because you want to know why? It would suck. Because I don't get Spider-Man. He's a guy dresses in a bright costume. He swings from webs. His uncle died. He feels responsible. Okay. He can't commit to Mary Jane. Sometimes he marries Mary Jane. Sometimes Mary Jane dumps him. Sometimes he cheats on Mary Jane. Okay. Yeah, I don't... Spidey is not really my cup of tea. There are people who are experts in Spider-Man. Cool. I'm not it. I'm not going to go from writing a successful Batman book in theory and then going to work on Spider-Man. And that's what Dini did. Dini had a successful career working with Batman, and he gave it up to go to Marvel. Some of his Marvel stuff was good, but it was not anywhere near the pinnacle of his work, which was the animated series or the comics that he wrote for DC. It's just not. It's not the same. And that's just the truth. If people don't want to accept it, cool. But that's what happens. How did you like the ending of Infinite Crisis? It was okay. What are the odds that Pattinson in Batman is incredibly successful? I don't know the kind of stuff that Matt Reeves does. If he is a Chris Nolan, then I think the movie will be good. If he is a Margot Robbie type director that likes to grandstand and do the kind of stuff that we're seeing in Hollywood right now, then just based on promotion of the movie and things that Robert is saying right now, I'm concerned. We'll say that. Robert is doing too much controversy, and we haven't even seen him in the Batsuit yet. And there are even things going around from people that know him that he's uncomfortable playing the character and is not really committed to being the character more than once or twice. So I don't know. If the movie is good and we love Robert, but then Robert decides that I did my 2 pictures, I'm done, then it's going to be like, what? So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Riddler more or less is going to be the main villain. That's what I'm hearing too. Kwing, is Wally West screwed? I don't want to talk about Wally. I'm watching my blood pressure. Don't worry, guys. He never said he's down for 2 pictures. He's just been talking. Robert talks too much. I don't know what his contract is. Nobody does. Affleck had they were smart. He had how many movies with Warner Brothers? Did you guys know how he got out of his Batman contract, by the way? Like, legally? Because he was signed on to appear in 5 Warner Brothers movies. However, the contract didn't state that he was supposed to appear as Batman. So how they wiggled out of the contract, supposedly, is because he had 3 appearances as Batman and he did 2 other Warner Brothers movies already, then he could walk away from the role without any legal repercussions. Before he had the stint in rehab, and once he ended up in rehab, then they fired him. Batman and Birds of Prey is missing. I hope Amber Heard will be recast. She's like one of those crazy Me Too people that thinks that she can mistreat people and play the victim card when she's the abuser. That sickens me. Men and women are not perfect. We are human. We make mistakes. And there's so many problems with that movement. A lot of innocent people have been targeted because of that. And, you know, the bad people haven't been punished. Because, shocker, women can lie. I know, right? Although it's hard to believe when you have, like, Twitter mobs going after one another. But, yeah, women can do bad things, too. They can also lie. As the case with Amber Heard. I don't know if she'll get pulled from the movie. But I hope she does, personally, because I think that was kind of a wrong thing she did. And, you know, kudos to Johnny for recording those conversations, even though legally you're not supposed to be able to use that. In fact, I don't think he can even use all those recordings in a court of law. So the fact that they got leaked and they're public knowledge now, I mean, a lot of people know how jerky Amber really is. But, you know, it was smart of him to do that. I guess it's called, like, making receipts or something. I don't know. I feel horrible for him, though. I wish he would just end up with Winona Ryder. That was his girl back in the 80s. And she still, I think, has a thing for him. I don't know. But it is what it is. I don't really follow Hollywood couples and marriages all that much because they don't last very long. I'm going on 15 years, and most Hollywood couples don't make 10. So, I don't relate. Would I have picked Nicholas Hoult or Robert Pattinson for Batman? I don't know. K-Wing, without Batman, do you think DC will be noticeable? What do you mean? What do you think about the Batman Year One project that Darian was working on for a while? Are you talking about the Year One movies that were canceled? Flashpoint. Oh my gosh, sorry. Flashpoint is supposedly going to reboot the DCU. Yes, although Wonder Woman is going to start that. I'm not a big Doom guy. I mean, I hope it's good, but I don't see me playing Doom. No, I don't go out of my way to play a lot of, like, really intense M-rated games, we'll say. I don't... It's not my thing. I like Devil May Cry because of the story. Sometimes DMC can be pretty gory, but if I like the character, sometimes I can stomach it. But I really didn't like the Devil May Cry remake, though. That one was pushing it for me. And especially RE sometimes is a bit too much for me. Although I don't really play a lot of horror games either, but that's just me. I like the Devil May Cry story. I don't like the DMC remake story. No. When I talk about DMC, I'm just shortening it like as a whole. I'm really not talking about the Western remake of DMC. I know that confuses people sometimes. That's why I say like DMC 2, DMC 3, 5, 4, because I just don't want to say Devil May Cry sometimes. I'm just shortening it. Do I think Justice League Action is better than Birds of Prey? Yes. What is Rocksteady working on? Even if I knew, I can't tell you. But I don't know. It's not Batman and it's not Superman. Let's say it's Green Arrow. I don't know. You guys know what the rumor is. DC is trying to create a gaming universe, and there are at least 4 developers that are working on DC projects that have confirmed they're working on DC properties. We know Rocksteady's doing something DC. We know that WB Games Montreal is doing a DC game. And there are 2 other developers that are working on a DC game right now. Or have been. And one of those people may be NetherRealms. What could they be working on that's DC related? I wonder. When do you think the Reeves Batsuit will be released? I hope one of them is a Wonder Woman game. You kidding me? I would love that. That'd be awesome. I've been waiting for a Wonder Woman video game a long time. Very long time. Justice League Heroes doesn't count. It's just a top-down beat-em-up game, which was fun. But I think a Wonder Woman game would be pretty awesome. Especially if it's set during like a war or something like that. That'd be interesting. Like, have it set during World War I. And I'd want her to be able to fly in it. And have her super strength. Ooh. What else would I want Wonder Woman to do in a game? I mean, maybe part of the reason why they haven't done a Wonder Woman game is her costumes. To be honest, I'm pretty sure that they would get Wonder Woman has had very well, no, not all her costumes. I mean, I can't believe we live in a day and age with these Twitter Puritans where a one-piece bathing suit is considered risque now. I mean, that's insane. It's a one-piece bathing suit. It's just a bathing suit. I mean, yeah, okay, bikini, yeah, sure, cover that up, but just replace it with a one-piece. Essentially, Wonder Woman always wore like a one-piece bathing suit with knee-high boots. In the 40s, she had like a star-spangled skirt and like kind of like a corset that was like an armored corset or something like that. The problem with making a Wonder Woman game is a lot of her costumes, though, they'd probably get a lot of heat. If she even had the ability to have costumes. If she just had her movie look, I think it'd be fine. But you know how people love getting different skins of characters in games and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I mean, probably to shy away from a Wonder Woman game, which I don't want to, do a Justice League game. Maybe. I don't know. See, if it wasn't for like these crazy protest people and Twitter Puritans, I would feel more comfortable saying that I'd love a Wonder Woman game. But even me, like, I think like, oh, okay, well, I could see how this could kind of be a problem. a little bit, and I shouldn't even have these type of thoughts because it's just Wonder Woman. She's not even a real character, and then gonna censor a hypothetical fictional character. It's like, okay, censor art then. But I'm not saying there's a Wonder Woman game. When is Lego DC 5 coming out? Probably 2021. What was the best Wonder Woman costume? I kind of like the... I like the Snyder costume, actually, because she never really looked like that. Yeah, I like the BVS Wonder Woman costume. A little more color to it, though. It looks more Amazon-like. Lego DC 5 Crisis. Did you like the Batman series from 2003? Are you talking about the 04 Batman cartoon? It wasn't bad. A Wonder Woman game with God of War gameplay would be awesome. Yes, I agree to that. The only reason I bring up the whole censorship, though, is I've been playing that Tokyo Mirage session on my other channel, and just to see how far they're going to avoid any type of bathing suit or any type of... it's just... Twitter Puritanism is just so baffling to me, because it also hurts the storyline. For example, the character Tsubasa in Chapter 2 of Tokyo Mirage... She is terrified about doing a bathing suit shot in Japan. And in America, they make it that she's terrified of having her photo taken, when in the previous arc, she's already had her photo taken and shot a music video. So the fact that she's so worried about posing, and then she shows up at the photo shoot of the second chapter wearing... basically every part of her body is covered up. Like, she's got jeans and a long shirt, and there's barely any skin whatsoever. And they're trying to change the... They actually had the Japanese actors, like, make new audio so that they could try to explain the scene differently. And that, to me, that's stupid censorship. Just put her in a regular bathing suit, like even a school swimsuit, and you still have the same effect of her being shy and being terrified of having her picture taken in a bathing suit. It doesn't sexualize the character or do anything risque, and it still keeps true to the story, and it still makes sense. Tsubasa's terrified of having her picture taken in a bathing suit, instead of Tsubasa's terrified of having her picture taken fully clothed. And then they go further, and in her final side story, she wears a wedding dress, and I kid you not, in the Japanese version, she had a little bit of cleavage, and you could see her arms. Like, she was wearing opera gloves, and you could see... It was a regular wedding dress. So the Americans decided, nah, that's not good. We don't want to see any skin, so literally, they painted her all white. Her entire body is white. And this was not a risque wedding dress. This is a simple wedding dress. Has some thigh highs, some heels, opera gloves... Very traditional wedding dress, a little bit of cleavage, no problem, right? They went to the extreme, and they literally painted her skin white. Her legs, where they were bare, her arms, her neck, her chest. It looked horrible. And then they're like, yay, censorship. That, to me, that's going too far. So, I mean, yep, that's the problem with that kind of stuff. Oh, let's see. What other questions we guys got? I feel like the Avengers game is going to fail. What do you think, Kwing? I haven't gotten a chance to play it, but from what I've heard... Yeah, they also removed the beach DLC, yep. I haven't gotten a chance to play the Avengers game, but just based on things I've heard and people that have played it, it's not as big as people are saying, and that's why it keeps getting delayed. You know, I don't know. I really want to play it, though, because I don't like making opinions on games till I play them. I have no problem judging movies and TVs based on general consensus and things like that, but when it comes to games, because that's my field, I need hands-on to really know if the game sucks or not. So I'll have to wait. Why is it that Batman sells so much than any other DC characters when Superman is DC's golden boy? I do not play Fortnite well, Young's Swagger. I do play it on my other channel, though. I succumbed to the Fortnite curse when Batman released in September. And I've been playing off and on ever since, only with subscribers. I do not play it off camera at all. What's Amber's opinion on the Joker movie? She hasn't seen it, Grim Reaper, and she won't. I have it on Amazon if she wants to watch it, but I don't think she will. I feel bad that it flopped, though. Hey, Luke, what's Amber's... Oh, you already said that. Luke, are you going to continue the Assassin's Creed games? I suck at those. I tried. I honestly thought that I could have the Batman mentality in those games. And maybe it would have worked well with the older Assassin's Creed games. But with Origins and Odyssey, I got wrecked. And I tried off camera to do better and then record with Amber. And as much as we love Origins and Odysseys, like aesthetics and the music and the story, the gameplay has one fault. Me. I'm loving Kakarot, yes. I'm almost done with the game, I think. So apologies, people. I will not be able to finish the Assassin's Creed games because of human error. Kwing error. I'm never going to be better at the games. I've tried, just like Shakiro or Shekrio or whatever it's called. I love that ninja game to death, but I can't do it. I can't get the timing down to fight one of these bosses, and I literally... Yeah, I did break a PS4 controller. Will you play Lego Star Wars The Star Wars? No. No, I will not. I'll play it on Twitch. I'm just being honest, people. I would love to play more Assassin's Creed and that ninja game, but I can't do it. And I don't want to lose my cool on the air and put my controller through the television. Because there are certain games that will make me rage. And you know I have high blood pressure, so that wouldn't be a good thing for me to do. Can you please do a Batman 1 million? Are you talking about the robot? How did you break your controller? I snapped it in half. I mean, you can kind of hear when I do it sometimes. And then it just kept going, and it snapped in half. It was like, pop! These things aren't that heavy. I have very strong hands because I've been gaming for 30 plus years, so I snapped the PS4 controller like it was, I don't know. It's not hard. I don't recommend doing it because replacing them are very expensive. I'm still amazed how expensive PS4 controllers still are, you know? I get very angry when I play certain games. You guys haven't seen... I actually thought that Amber was going to leave me in a couple occasions because of my anger when it comes to games. Especially when I was, like, reviewing... Oh my gosh. When I was reviewing Dante's Inferno for a company I worked for, and I had a deadline, oh my gosh, and Amber just came home from work. I never yell at my wife, but I yell for the sake of yelling if I'm in a game. So Amber was coming home from work, and I was working on Dante's Inferno, and I don't remember why I was yelling at it, but she thought that I was getting into a scuffle with the neighbor because she heard like pounding. And when she came in the room, I was holding the PlayStation controller, and my other hand was like hitting the wall over and over again because I was just so angry. Because I had to do a full write-up of how to get past this one point in a walkthrough. And I had been on that level now for probably 6 hours. And I kept failing over and over and over and over and over and over. And I snapped. And I was just yelling for the sake of yelling. But I thought I scared her enough that she was going to leave me. And she stayed. Because she understands that when I get angry and I'm playing a game, I'm angry at the game. I'm never gotten angry at my wife. Even when she's like gone on a spending spree or whatever. I've never ever gotten angry at something she did. I get angry for the sake of being angry. But I think we had to go to the hospital because my hand was all bloodied and I kind of like dented our wall. But yeah, I have a temper. I'm known to snap controllers, and you know I can be kind of a powder keg. I almost lunged at Jared years ago when he ghosted me at a convention, but I had a buddy with me and we just kept walking. But he totally, oh my gosh, I hate that guy. He really got on my nerves on purpose, embarrassed me in front of Capcom. I'll never forget it. But I'm not going to do anything about it. But there are people that make me mad in this industry all the time. You just have to walk it off, go do something else, and just realize that this world is full of tools. And, of course, the world proved right because Jared is a tool. So, I mean, it's not like, you know. But yeah, I have a lot of bad blood with maker people. I hate maker people so much. Kwing, react to your old Batman videos. What? Really? Nah. Jared from Subway. Yeah, let's. I mean, he's getting kind of fat now, so maybe. Every day I wake up and hope you're. I don't know what that means. Kwing, do you hear about the I know about the Dragon Ball season 3. I'll be looking at it. Can Warner Brothers make a Lego versus DC game with Marvel? Yes, they could. They have the rights to Marvel, but they're not going to. No, I've made up my mind that when I retire from YouTube, I'm writing my book. I'm going to tell people all about the people that they think are cool people in real life, but I knew these people in real life. And I've got so much stuff on them. And so much stuff they tried to do to me to get me fired from when I was at Maker Studios. And they think that I've forgotten about all that stuff, but I haven't. I'm just biding my time. What did you think about the Joker? It was okay. Why can't we get an open world TMNT game akin to Arkham Knight? It all depends. What's your opinion on the Birds of Prey? I don't want to talk about it anymore. Kwing's Book of Secrets. No, it would be called Maker Studios Behind the Scenes, the early days of YouTube, is what it would be called. I was pressured by people at Maker Studios and Maker Studios partners to drink and use drugs. I didn't. I got blacklisted. I was told by a Maker director to cheat on my wife for drama. Lot of stuff in there. I thought I had friends at Maker Studios, and I only had one friend, John Bain. Everybody else was two-faced. Horrible people IRL. They just act like they're nice people in real life. John was the only good one. I miss him. Yup. They thought it would be a good time. They actually wanted me to move to California, too. They told me they weren't going to promote my videos unless I moved to California. And then they promoted other people's videos in Texas. So they kind of lied about that. They just didn't like me. It felt like they really just wanted to ruin my life because they didn't like the fact that I was a Christian. Honestly. I actually have some of them on tape talking bad about my faith, actually. They didn't think I was recording the conversation when I was out with them, but I was. I just have to find that old phone. I'm paranoid, though. I always make contingency plans. I'm like Batman like that. John Bain, he's an old friend. You ever considered making your own comic book? No. Leak it when you retire. That's the plan. Because I don't... It would probably... When you do something out of spite, it always looks bad. Even if what happened was real and it like really hurt you and stuff like that, you look petty when you do it. So... But I feel like all the stuff that happened to me, like keeping it bottled up for like another 10, 15 years is going to be very bad for me, because I know that there are networks and there are YouTube people that use people to this day still. And I kind of want a younger generation to understand what YouTube was really like when it first started and things like that. And how hopefully from the bad stuff that happened to me and almost destroyed me can benefit someone else, and they can learn from my mistakes of trying to trust people. Because I honestly thought these people were my friends, and they weren't. But yeah, I'm kind of dark in that aspect that I want to ruin their lives. I wish I could, but they're too big now. My book won't do anything. So I'm going to wait till I'm older. But anyway, we're getting off topic. How good is New York pizza? It's the best. That's awesome, Z Gundam. Yeah, K-Bro and I don't really talk as much anymore. But he's got a wife and kid now, and he does his stuff on Twitch. More power to him. He's a good guy. Do I think there should be a Batman Who Laughs movie? Probably. Probably be rated R, though. Do you ever go back to Arkham Knight for a bit of fun? Or just for these streams? Honestly, I play Arkham Knight and the Arkham games quite a bit at night when I'm rendering, because I don't know, I see the possibility for so many other things to happen. And if people are wondering why do I go all over the place in my streams, I start a topic, and I did talk in extent about Joker and Harley Quinn and stuff like that. But I have ADD and other things, and sometimes when things drag on, or when I start doing Q&As, topics go all over the place. I think the reason why I relate to Batman so much is because I have so much darkness and pain in my heart. And it makes me feel good to play and talk about this character, like, for the past decade. I was a more hopeful and optimistic person before I started YouTube, to be honest. And before I tried to make friends with people I never should have. And it hurt. So sometimes the past, when it comes up, it's like an old wound that just starts hurting again, I guess you could say. But yeah, I play this game. It's still installed on my PS4, so I play it from time to time. And also, I don't know about you guys, but when I play this game, I kind of picture like what could come next. Like, what worked from this game that would excel in the next iteration of the franchise? Or what kind of things are we going to see in the reboot? Like, what are they going to keep? What are they going to change? How's Gotham going to look? We're already very close to the graphical ceiling of visuals, so what are they going to do next? Are they going to make the roads bigger? Roads going to be smaller? Are there going to be like more of that creepy feel that we had in Arkham City? Where are they going to go next with it? So sometimes when I play the game, I'm just running around and beating up criminals and driving the Batmobile. It just makes me think, like, what's next? Sometimes, and I just enjoy it. And you know me, I'm always editing videos. I don't have a crew anymore. I had to let go of all my employees 2 years ago. The only person I have left isn't really considered... I don't know if he considers himself an employee, because he always tells me to stop paying him. And he's the only staff person I have left. Everybody else I had to fire or let go. And it was the hardest thing for me, because When I started to do really well on YouTube, and I was getting hundreds of thousands of views per video, I had a company. I still have a company. I have an LLC still, but like it's just me. I had a team of at least 6 people. I had editors. I had people who could help promote my videos on like forum sites and all the things that I couldn't do. I had help with, and that's also the YouTubers that are super successful now are the ones that have a team of people helping them. So, but yeah, that was the hardest thing for me. And I might have lost some non-YouTube related friendships for when I had to let go of people. And I didn't want to. Kwing, do you think that they will use the same Gotham as Arkham Knight? No. Who would you play? Who would play the Batman who laughs? I don't know. Classic Game Room and I go way back. I know. I followed 2 years after he let go of his people, I had to let go of mine. I haven't talked to him in a long time though. From what I remember, he's a pretty good guy. I wouldn't say we were close, but I think we respected each other's work enough. But yeah, I really respected that guy's work ethic. Like, he put out so many videos. I could never catch up to him, but he was a very chill guy. Hey, Luke, can you please do a Batman 1 million lore on the robot? Well, Dr. Shame, that's another thing that's going to be in my book. I actually had I had super fans at one point who I trusted, and they made a Discord for me, and some bad stuff happened, and I did envision working with them and stuff. They were really good, and they betrayed me. They caused the stress from what happened caused Amber to have a miscarriage. The fallout that happened, they tried to ruin us, and then Amber, we lost our son. So, as much as I love my fans these days, it's made me kind of cynical, and like, how can I trust certain things? So it's hard for me to it's hard for me to be as connected to my fan base as I used to be honest. So yeah, you can tell why I'm kind of a dark person. Please don't bring up his name if possible. It kind of brings up issues for me. Thank you. I've never done a Penguin lore. I can look into it. What would the name of the next Batman game be if it was Arkham? Batman Arkham Justice? I don't know. I mean, that sounds cool, but when I think Justice, I think of Batman Brave and the Bold. Hammers of Justice. So, I don't think that works very well. How long have we been streaming, yo? About an hour and 45. We'll just call this a discussion video, because not many people are going to watch this back anyway. My streams are very long. What is your favorite Arkham game? City. William Dafoe would have been a good Joker. Agree. Arkham World featuring Batman Who Laughs. That'd be funny. They cast Carmine Falcone? I know. Do you think Johnny Depp would play a good Joker? I would want to see Johnny as the Riddler. think Johnny would make a good Riddler. I don't know if I'd want him as the Joker. A DC multiverse game, possibly. What's your opinion on Black Mask as the villain in the comics? I like him more or less. Yeah, Johnny seems like Kite Man. Yes, can we get Johnny Depp as Kite Man, please? That would be amazing. I would so petition that. Val Kilmer was a good Batman. I would say he's a better Batman than George Clooney. Birds of Prey has made a little over $33 million in its first week. Green Lantern and Suicide Squad in comparison made way more. Based on word of mouth and some of the other stuff and the reaction to this movie. What's going to make this movie flop, and I can't believe we're talking about this again, the media is going to attack men. They're going to say that men sabotage this movie. Margot Robbie's going to say things about dudes, and they're going to try to play victim for making a bad movie. Not that the entire movie is bad, mind you, but the mindset of the movie is not good. The mindset of the actors toward the people watching the movie is not good, nor appreciated. What's going to kill this movie is going to be the reaction of the actors and the media. And it's just going to be like Han Solo and some other stuff all over again. Just because people don't want to see a movie doesn't give the right of the people who made the movie to attack their people that pay for said movie. Because what that does is that makes them go to another company. They're going to go where they're going to be treated correctly. And that's what's happening. Fandoms are getting so much power now, and it's terrifying. But sometimes fandoms can be good, and sometimes fandoms can be evil. All depends. But that's the world we live in now. You have a great name for a Red Hood movie. Red Hood City. That's kind of catchy. What is your most hated Batman film? Batman and Robin. And Batman Bad Blood. Do a lore video on Earth 1 series from several years ago. The Batman suit from that universe appears in Arkham City. Didn't I do a lore on Earth 1? Or fandoms can be incredibly divided, yeah. I like Plastic Man better than Elongated Man. Even though Elongated Man is the detective, I just like the character of Plastic Man. He's funnier. They blame the virus on poor box office. Do you know how many people in the US have been infected with this? There's like 10 in the entire United States of people that have this like virus. There's more people dying in Asia than there are in the United States. I don't even think there's been any mortality rate for this virus in the US yet. You can't blame... I mean, if you want to blame the virus for it, you can, but okay. That's new. Drew Carey as Plastic Man? You were... Wait, would you like to see Batman game, not Arkham? 12... Yeah. Oh, it could be very bad. The virus could be, but... It's only bad in Asia right now. I did an Earth 2 lore, not Earth 1. Well, truly, Mike, I'll have to fix that, won't I? Kwing, what would you do if they made a pure Batwoman video game and movie? What would be your reaction? As long as it's nothing like the TV show, I would give it a shot. If it's just as garbage as the TV show or the comics, no. If they want me to write and direct a Batwoman game, I would be open to it because I could do it better than they can. I would focus on what the character can do as opposed to the character's sexuality. I would try to put in good villains that would be an interesting challenge for her character. And I would focus less on her personal life and more on making an interesting story. Because Batwoman can't go 5 seconds without saying she's gay. In her books, in her TV show, and if she had a movie, I'd be very concerned about her movie. She's not just a token character. She can actually be a good character if people would actually give her some opportunity. But DC just keeps her as a token character. They've never really let her do her own thing. And when they do, they harken back to her sexuality. Fact. Have I been reading the Batman Beyond comics? Yes. And the Batman Beyond comics have Nightwing's daughter as Batwoman. So it's been interesting. Would you like to see a Batman game where you can choose to kill or not, like in the Spider-Man game? Choose to kill. No. Batman gets enough of that rap that he kills people, so I don't think making a game where you have an option of doing that would go over very well. The closest that he kind of got to that was in the Telltale game, and the sales for that, unfortunately, speak volumes of how people like the idea of a near killer Batman in a video game, when most people did not go the brutality route in the Telltale stuff. I did, because I'm twisted, but do you think Jason Todd will return to Arkham games? Arkham's over, so no. Would you like to see Batman game where you can choose to kill or not? I already said no to that. I'm just glad Tom King is off Batman. Me too. K-Wing's least favorite Bat family. Let's see. Harold, Kate, Ace. Not a fan of that weird... Yeah, Damien. Bluebird. Trying to think who else don't I like. I think that's... Oh. Well, I don't know if she's really considered a Bat family member. No. No, she's not. She's just a police officer, and it's not Renee Montoya. There's this, there was this character that was involved with Jim Gordon when he was Batman, and I could not stand that person. I think that's it. Not a fan of Ace the Bat. Oh, I don't like Batcow either. I think Batcow's stupid. What actors from MCU would you have play DC characters? Keaton. I'd bring Keaton back to play older Batman. Done. How am I doing, K-Wing? I was fine till I started talking about depressing stuff. I liked Batwoman in The Mystery of Batwoman. Yes, I agree to that. I liked Batwoman in The Mystery of Batwoman. That was great. Web of Shadows. Daisy Ridley as Barbara Gordon, yes or no? No. Batgirl for me would be the girl from Jumanji. I think she would be Jillian. I think she'd be fantastic. And she's a redhead. More than Daisy is. K-Wing, who do you want in Injustice 3? Nightwing. I want Nightwing in it. The real Nightwing. I want them to go back to the first Earth in Injustice. No more. I'm sick and tired of the Regime Earth. I don't want an entire game about Regime Earth. I want Regime Earth to go away. Their story is... Well... They can't do Regime Earth anymore because the canon ending is where Superman basically lobotomizes Batman. There is no more... What the heck? Where's my car? Ow. Stupid car didn't come when I called it. Yeah, the canonical ending is Superman lobotomizes Batman. So the Earth 1 characters, or Earth Prime, or wherever the heck the Injustice Earth people are from in the first game, they have to, you know, fight that Earth. That's what Injustice 3 would be about. There's no way. There's nobody left. Supergirl is basically under the tyranny of Superman at the end of Injustice 2. There's no way they can do more of Regime Earth. It's over. That world's done. There's nobody left in the Resistance. Superman won. So I want them to go back to Earth, whatever Earth it was, that has Nightwing active, the Teen Titans, and I want them to utterly defeat the Regime Earth in a trilogy. I want it to be a full trilogy. That'd be awesome. But you guys have any more questions about the movie? Because I'm going to cut this off soon. Oh, wow, we do have some more questions. Let me just get out of my car so I can read some of these. Would you like to see Nicolas Cage as Alfred? No. I want Jackie Chan as Alfred. That would be more interesting. Do you think Jason Todd will return? No, he's dead. Or he's gone. Yeah, see? Jillian would be great as Batgirl. Uh-huh. The Regime Earth ended with He-Man? Yeah, but the comics aren't canon anymore. No more crises. No more crises. What are you going to do? The top 10... When are you going to do top 10 Batman villains? Was I going to do that? I don't remember. You guys write... Garrett. Hey, buddy, can you do me a favor? A lot of these topics for Batman videos are really good, but I can't sometimes see the playback of the video. Could you write them down for me? And, like, get them to me? I know that's probably extra work for you, but, I'm interested in what people are saying. It'd be a big help to me, and I can't really scroll back the chat and stuff like that. Please and thank you. We have too many crises. What is your favorite live-action Riddler? Frank Gorson? Wait, so Batman's ending wasn't canon in Injustice 2? Nope! What happened to my lore videos? I got lazy and burned out. Will I do a blind playthrough of the Batman game, the new one? Of course I will. Probably stream it. Thank you, Garrett. I appreciate that. How's Amber? She's sleeping. She's got school in the morning. Who would make a good Thomas Wayne Batman, and which actor can play Martha Wayne Joker? Deegan would be Thomas Wayne in my book to play Flashpoint. You people are not going to like my pick for a female Joker, but I would say Brie Larson. I think she could play a villain role very well. Who's the villain now, Brie? Who's the villain now? Oh, sorry. But she is like a villain, so I think she'd be right at home with the role. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. That was funny. I haven't watched you in a while, Mr. Lore Stuff. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the lore stuff, Henry. Is there an Earth where Martha Wayne is Batwoman? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, it's possible. How about a Batman Arkham Flashpoint game where you play as Thomas Wayne Batman as Martha Wayne's versus Martha Wayne's? That could be interesting. Great, now I'm gonna have nightmares. Thanks. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Imagine if Stan Lee was Old Man Rogers. Oh, that would have been so great. I would have loved that. I think everybody would have loved that, but Stan couldn't do it for obvious reasons. I wrote down videos people want to Earth One, lore, penguin. Thank you, John Doe. I appreciate it, man. Would you like Martha Batwoman? Yeah. My wife has multiple degrees. My wife has been an RN, or sorry, no, medical assistant, insurance, graphic arts. She has a graphics art degree. Now she's working on a culinary degree. I can't go back to school because of my disabilities, but Amber likes to learn. And as long as I'm able to, I'm going to try to support her. But YouTube is not really the most stable way to support someone who wants to go back to school in their 30s. I'm not trying to be bitter or anything like that, but it's not as easy as it sounds. But I'm very proud of her for doing the best she can, because the people in culinary school are right out of high school, or they're people that have come right out of like a fancy cooking school. And she's holding her own pretty well for someone that really can't cook or couldn't cook. Our first year of our marriage, I got an ulcer from her cooking. It's not a joke either. We were in college together, and my wife missed some steps when preparing chicken, and I had to be rushed to the ER in Albany, New York from a college in the boonies of upstate New York. I was throwing up blood in the parking lot before our classes, and I was almost airlifted because they didn't think I was going to make it. And when they went back to what caused the ulcer, it was Amber's cooking, because something wasn't prepped right. So I am one of the few men that can make fun of my wife's cooking, because that joke that guys use that, my wife's cooking, will kill me. Almost. Can I cook? No. I can't cook. Yep. But she's much better now. I eat her cooking all the time now. She's been in culinary now for 2.5 years. And all I eat is her cooking now, and I'm fine. So, and she's very good. She's my little chef. Brie Larson as female Joker. Jason Todd would be interesting. Will you make more dragon streams? Yes. Yeah, Charles, I have a license to tease her for life because she almost ended mine. So, unintentionally. She felt horrible about it because, I mean, we had like a very hard relationship to get together. We didn't really have approval. We didn't have approval. So we were happy in school and things were going good. And then I got an ulcer, a very bad one. I was in the hospital for a while. And, it was scary. I was 23, 24 years old when it happened, so. But no, I don't cook. Kwing, would you ever do a childhood trauma video? No, because I'll end up in a psych ward. If I talk about all the stuff that happened to me at school, I had a wonderful childhood in my home, but I had a horrible, abusive childhood in school. It was very bad. I had very bad teachers. Adult figures. And my parents worked, so they weren't home a lot. Ever thought about sharing your life stories? No, my life story is too dark. The only bright part about my life is my wife. Without my wife, my story would be a DC Comics tragedy. If I didn't have Amber in it, it would be very dark. I would be much darker. Anarchy lore. Marriage story? Marriage story's good. Marriage story... it's really good. Too many happy... it's the only happy part about my life. But it's kind of like it goes from my day-to-day life, which is meh, and then you have the marriage aspect, which is just like, the best way to explain it is, think like Gotham has dark, rainy skies, and during the day it looks like Metropolis. That's the best way to explain what my marriage is like. It's really good. My life is the dark, rain-filled skies of Gotham, but Amber is my bright blue Metropolis. And when she's away, it rains. When she's home, it's sunshine. See, it's really corny. Oh my gosh. Guys. Oh, we've gone so off topic. I did an unintentional Kite Man reference? Wow. I think a Batman Arkham Flashpoint game is way too good. What's the actual canon ending to Injustice 2? They said it's a Superman ending. I'm confused. Damian killed Zsasz as Robin in the game. Does that mean Alfred is still alive? Stupid question, he came back in the comics, or does that mean he was never killed in the first place? Dr. Shane, you can't... The comics in the game are not canon. Anymore. You can... And I don't blame him for this, because he wasn't working with... he wasn't working with the NetherRealms guy, and the comics guy were not working together when they created the story. They were both kind of doing their own thing, but NetherRealms has their own vision of what the canon is, and the comics have their own thing. But you have to go with what the games are, because the game is going to change what the next game is. It's not going to follow the books. It tried to. They tried to, but they can't. So, just like the Arkham stuff, there's no point. Condiment King for Injustice 3? Yes! Kwing and Dan Dido are best friends? No. I don't know. We'll find out in Injustice 3. 2021. I mean, 2022. I mean, there's no Injustice 3. What? No. They wouldn't be working on that game. It's not one of the DC games they're working on, no. I would love to... Why do you hate Dan? Because Dan doesn't like legacy characters. And I'm all about them legacy characters. My favorite superhero is a legacy character. Nightwing. And Dan Didio does not like legacy characters. He turned Tim Drake into a duck! A duck! Who does that? And why even use your last name as a superhero identity? That's like... That's a death flag. He's gonna kill Tim. I guarantee you. He also hates Wally West. He hates everybody. Alright, let's wrap up a little bit, guys. Let's take 10 more questions, and we're gonna go. Because this is 2 hours and whatever. Would you have Killer Croc as your roommate? If he was tidy and he didn't eat me, maybe. I would love a non-super quack, quack, quack. Kwing, will you do Arkham Origins multiplayer stream? It's over. Multiplayer was shut off a long time ago, guys. He's Quackman. Riddler for Injustice 3? I might be able to see that. What's your favorite Batman theme? Danny Elfman's. Who's worse than Doomsday and Darkseid? I don't want to start a Marvel versus DC war, so I'm not going to answer that question. The servers are still up for Origins. What? No way! Really? Well, that could be interesting. I was horrible at that, by the way, though. Wasn't Tim killed in Tom King? No. Are you going to play Final Fantasy VII? Yes. Skeletor for injustice! Yes! I like it! Just don't bring that buffoon He-Man! That would be great. I would champion that so hard. I would campaign for Skeletor in Injustice 3. You have no idea. You have no idea how much I would. Yeah, Origin Service. Oh, interesting. Oh, Xbox One. Well, Killer Croc lives in my basement. Does he? Kwing, has the 5G been confirmed? 5G? Oh, DC 5G? Yeah, more or less.
You wish me to do my Bane voice before ending the stream? I don't know if I can do that, actually. My Bane voice is getting rough around the... Oh my gosh, did I just get hit by a car? Let's look here. How dare you hit me with your vehicle, sir? I can't believe you did. Now you're running away from me. So first you hit me with a car, and then you run. That makes a lot of logical sense, it does. Not really. There, you happy? I did Bane. Got hit by a car. This is what happens when you do the Bane voice. Things on motion, such as the car that hit me.
Is that good? I literally got hit when I tried to do the voice. You can't write. That's comedy gold. And I guess I taught that guy to recycle because he's not... Wait, are you going to throw something at me? Ow. Wait, can I actually... I've never tried. If he throws something at me, can I block it? Ow. No, I guess not. Oh, ow. What? Oh! Jeez, I don't think I've ever stood here long enough to get hit by a... Wait, what? No, what? I'm not done with that. Go get hit some more. Come on, you want to go? Want to go, scaredy cat? You gonna throw something at me again? Come on, throw it. Throw it. Come on. You like to throw things, right? Come on. Come on. You're no fun. Wait, no, I was... Oh, I see. So that's a glitch. I tried to hit him with my, There we go. Not so tough now, are you? Huh? 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 Why does it keep doing that? Hey! I'm not done here! Sparky! Who said you could leave? I sure didn't give you permission to leave.
Now you have my permission to cry. Only then. Good night, sweet prince.
Are we seriously doing the quack thing? You liked when I played James Bond. Thank you. Best and worst bat suit. Bale voice actually hurts my throat quite a bit. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So the recap is Joker won 2 Oscars for the movie, but in reality Joker's won 2 Oscars for actor portraying the Joker. Birds of Prey movie was meh. The movie's going to flop because of how the actors are going to take the criticism of the film and how the media is going to paint a certain group of people and, you know, villainize them for not liking the movie and saying it's because of female lead or a female driven film when it's just a bad movie or an average movie. I don't think that it should be getting as much hate as it is, but if you are a fan of Cassandra Cain, don't see this movie. If you're a fan of Black Canary, you probably won't like the fact that she is a henchwoman for Roman Sionis for a while and then becomes a good guy. That kind of is not Black Canary. She does have her metahuman cry in it, but it's not till the end of the movie. Roman Sionis won't be back for a sequel because he's dead. He doesn't get his face burned, which is why he has the mask to begin with. He does wear the mask in the movie. Victor Zsasz sucks in the movie. He's not like the Victor Zsasz that you're familiar with. He's like just in name only. He's kind of like a mob hitman instead of crazy serial killer. Cassandra Cain was done horribly wrong, but it's not the actress's fault. It's the director's fault for not understanding who Cassandra Cain is. In fact, the ninja element of this movie would have been great if we had like 12-year-old actress who is actually a martial artist sneaking around and doing some stuff. She does steal a diamond, so technically she does some sneaky stuff, but would have been nice to have a lot more ninja-esque things and less of her talking. I think that if she was silent or spoke less, probably would have been better. But as a Cassandra Cain fan, I'm kind of... It was great to see her in the movies, but it's not Cassandra Cain. It's a character called Cassandra Cain. But yeah, sorry for spoiling the movie, but that's pretty much everything. So this thing became kind of like a Q&A, and we're just kind of staring at that guy now. If you want to listen back to this, cool. If not, there's a Batman video going up tomorrow called the Nightwing and Batgirl DC... What was it called again? Give me a second. What's the name of that? Crimes of Passion. There it is. There's a comic book video tomorrow about Crimes of Passion. We'll get some Nightwing gameplay, and we're going to talk about the story that Nightwing and Batgirl are in. And that's about it. So I hope you guys have a great night. I won't be talking about Birds of Prey again. I do not wish any ill on the actresses in the film or actors. I wish they made a better movie. I wish Black Mask would be in future movies because he's a cool villain. But I don't want Ewan McGregor to play him again unless it's in a multiverse setting. And that's about it. All right, people. Shadow, get off. No, Shadow! Shadow, why? Shadow, give me that. Hang on. Oh, great. Well, that works well. All coolness points are gone now. You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching. And I will see you with a bat video tomorrow sometime. It was not a cool ending. It was a lame ending. Stupid cat. Ah.